Introducing Michelangelo's form. Michelangelo was an Italian sculptor, painter, architect, poet, and engineer during the Renaissance, who exerted an unparalleled influence on the development of Western art. Considered to be the greatest living artist during his lifetime, he has since also been described as one of the greatest artists of all time. A number of Michelangelo's paintings, sculptures, and architecture rank among the most famous in existence. He sculpted two of his best-known works, the Pietà and David, before the age of 30. Despite holding a low opinion of painting, Michelangelo also created one of the most influential frescoes in the history of Western art, the scenes from Genesis on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome. At the age of 74, he became the second architect of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Michelangelo transformed the plan so that the western end was finished to his design, as was the awe-inspiring dome after his death. Our Meet the Masters artists will be introduced to all aspects of Michelangelo's genius as a painter, sculptor, and architect. Their art activity will focus on designing a Renaissance building, including marbling their own building material in a creative manner. The Learning From pages feature Michelangelo's architectural skills. The drawing practice, involving foundations and patterns, will prepare the students to be more successful in their art activity. The students will design and construct their own Renaissance buildings, involving marbling paper, cutting columns, foundations, header, and roofs, and decorating them with patterns of their own creation. Make sure these vocabulary words are included, understood, and applied in the art lesson. Architect, column, foundation, marble, design, and header. Here are the supplies needed to complete the project. There is quite a bit of paper cutting involved in this preparation, so plan time and helpers accordingly. Also, allow time before the first lesson to prepare the chalk. There are directions in your art supply kit about breaking the white and brown chalk sticks in half and storing them in baggies. We will start by preparing the building materials to use in constructing the Renaissance building. Michelangelo most frequently used marble, which we will imitate with our special technique and art supplies. Marble has lines or veins and variations of amazingly beautiful colors. We will use the brown and white chalk on manila paper to simulate those qualities. Use the side of the brown chalk to lightly mark the 3 sheets of different sizes of paper. This is done quickly, holding the chalk flat on its side, either on an edge or the fuller flat side. Draw 5 or 6 quick lightning bolt type lines going in different directions on each paper. The lines can cross, overlap, and be scattered over the paper. They can be curved or straight or a combination of your choice. Be sure to leave lots of paper blank for contrast. Then repeat the same kind of lines with the white chalk on all 3 pieces. Again, keep the chalk flat and draw quick overlapping thick and thin lines and balance the colors. Encourage your students to use fast drawing hands to create more natural looking lines. And watch out for students who go overboard on the number of lines drawn. Next, use your finger to gently blend the lines using strokes that flow in the direction of the lines. This softens the lines for a more realistic marble look. Yes, anytime chalk is used, it can be a little messy in the classroom, but this step will give students a fun, hands-on experience creating art. We have turned plain paper into marble blocks that are now ready for architects to start constructing the building. But instead of concrete, cement, hammer and nails, we will use scissors and glue. Younger students may need a little more guidance with folding and cutting in the right directions. First, we will start with the foundation. Laying flat on your desk, not in the air, slowly and carefully fold one long 4.5 inch by 12 inch marble paper in half lengthwise, and then in half again to make 4 long rectangles. A foundation, of course, is the bottom or base of a building, and it helps support the rest of the building. Now slowly and carefully cut in half lengthwise, leaving 2 long sheets, each with 2 folded lines. Cutting is a little easier if they cut inside the fold instead of the outside. It's like cutting in the valley and not over the mountains. Set aside these pieces. Next, building up from the foundation, we will cut columns to place on the foundation. Carefully fold the 6x9 marble piece in half widthwise, and again to make 4 rectangles. Open it and carefully cut on those folded lines, again on the inside, not the outside, to make 4 columns, and then set them aside. Now we need a roof for our building. Gently fold the remaining 4.5 inch by 12 inch piece of marble in half widthwise. Next, lightly draw a diagonal straight line from the top of the fold to the opposite bottom corner to create a large triangle. It's important to now hold the fold, then cut on the line, unfold, and you have a roof. Set the scraps aside. Now it's time to construct our building with all the pieces prepared and ready. Time to put on your hard hat. Glue sticks are the best for this project. Liquid glue makes it too heavy and wet with this amount of gluing. We will begin building the foundation using one piece of the long marble, which was folded in half. Glue the foundation piece to the center at the very bottom of the brown background paper, applying no glue to the top of the foundation piece. Next, arrange 3 or 4 columns, your choice as the architect, on top of the foundation piece. These are the walls and support for the building. Space them evenly. Tuck the bottom of each column slightly under the foundation as you glue them down. Now use the second long piece to make the ceiling or header. Glue the piece down along the top edge of the columns. For a different look, this header can be cut in half lengthwise along the fold with just 1/2 glued down. Top it all off by gluing the large triangle as the roof. It is okay if the roof extends past the top of the brown background paper. Just be careful not to put glue on that extension. Now it's time to decorate your building to make it special and your own creation. Michelangelo's buildings had carved designs and details in the marble, which we will add with the brown chalk. There are ideas for patterns to use in the learning packet. Decorate the header across the top of the columns with repeated shapes. A pattern is repeated shapes or lines. Use the tip of the chalk for this part. Next, put some simple lines or pattern designs in the roof triangle if desired. Now let's go down to the foundation. Draw the horizontal line between the 2 rows of stone in the foundation. Draw some vertical lines to make bricks. Bricks are never stacked one directly on top of another. They are staggered for greater strength. Alternate the lines like you practiced in your learning packets earlier. Take care to space them evenly. Profile slips for each artist are provided. They give a brief description of the artist, the technique, and the media used in the art activity. They should be mounted on the back of each art project after it is completed with the students' names. I hope you enjoyed your day as an architect and builder. Maybe some of you will become architects when you grow up and design beautiful buildings that will last as long as Michelangelo's grand masterpiece, St. Peter's Church in Rome, Italy.